Welcome into episode number 29 of the Phillies Fan Podcast here on Big Fan Sports. I'm your host, Jaden Harper, as today the Phillies look for their final series win before the All-Star break as they get ready for Game 3 of this three-game series against the Oakland Athletics. The Phillies won last night 11-5. They lost Game 1 of the series 6-2, so today they go for their final series win before the All-Star break. All-Star break starts tomorrow, but we focused on today and the starting pitching matchup. For Oakland, it will be Joey Estes's. He threw a complete game shutout, 2 starts back against against the Angels. This will be his first career start against the Phillies. And for the Phillies today, they're trying out something different. They haven't really done this year. Orion Keggering will be starting today for the Phillies. It will be his first career start. He is expected to be an opener for the Phillies. Phillies don't usually have to use openers, but today is a little different considering Zach Wheeler is out due to injury. So Orion Keggering will be the opener for the Phillies. This season, Keggering has been pretty solid. He had a very good case to be an all-star. In 34 games, a 1.30 ERA, 40 strikeouts, a 2-1 record. He has a sub-1 whip on the season. He has been one of the Phillies' elite relievers ever since coming up from AAA last September, and it's been that way ever since he got here last fall and also this year. And it's crazy to think he's having such a good season, but he's probably the 4th best reliever in the bullpen. We have Strom, Alvarado, and Hoffman. Obviously, Alvarado's been struggling recently, but still, the Phillies bullpen is loaded, and they could get even better at the trade deadline. We still have that coming up. So the Phillies have a really good opportunity to have one of the best back ends of a bullpen on any team in the major leagues. So Ryan Keggering is going to be big today for the Phillies if they can limit his pitch count and let him get through a quick first inning of work. So technically it will be his first career start in his career 37 games. This will be the first one he's ever started. Michael Mercado, though, will be coming out of the bullpen. He will be pitching the majority of the innings for the Phillies today. The bulk innings for the Phillies today. Expect him to go probably 4 or 5 innings out of the bullpen for the Phillies. Set up the back of the bullpen, and then we go into the All-Star break, hopefully, with a series win. And a big reason, if the Phillies do that today, is Nick Castellanos. Yesterday he had a huge game. If you know why, you know why. 2 extra base hits, 4 RBIs, including a home run, a double. This season, his average is now up to a 235, 13 home runs, 47 RBIs, a 685 OPS. Last year he was an all-star, this year not selected, but he has been pretty solid against Oakland in his career. 291 average, 8 home runs, 15 doubles, 26 RBIs, and an 898 OPS against Oakland in his career. Again, he was with Detroit for a while, so that's probably when he got a lot of those stats. But for Castellanos, he's been heating up recently. Ever since JT went down in mid-June, ever since the Phillies have gotten back from London, Castellanos has been on a tear, and he has been a key part for the Phillies and why they've been able to still tread water and still succeed with no JT, no Bryce Harper for a little bit, no Kyle Schwarber for a little bit. Trey Turner was out for about a week after that. So Nick Castellanos has come up big for the Phillies. He's not the only one. Obviously, they have Alec Boehm. Trey Turner's been on a heater, but Castellanos has really come alive for the Phillies. It's going to be a big reason why, if they do end up going far in the playoffs this season, they're going to need Nick Castellanos to come up big again. Phillies have a chance to make some history today as they'll become the first team this season with a win to be 30 games over 500. And we look at the last 7 teams that going into the All-Star break, there were 30 games over 500. We'll go down that list right now. You have the Braves from last year. They were 31 games over 500. They lost in the NLDS to the Phillies. In 2022, 2 teams were 30 games over 500 at the All-Star break. The Yankees and the Dodgers both lost. The Yankees were 36 games over, lost in the ALCS. Dodgers were 30 games over, lost in the NLDS. The 2018 Red Sox had 68 wins at the All-Star break, which is the most of all time. There were 38 games over 500, and they won the World Series over the Dodgers. In 2017, the Dodgers again were 32 games over 500 at the All-Star break, and they lost in the World Series to the 2017 Astros, who were 31 games over 500. And then going back, now the 2006 Detroit Tigers were 30 games over 500. They lost in the World Series to the St. Louis Cardinals. So the Phillies hopefully are on the right side of history with the Astros and the Red Sox. But as history showed, it's when you're 30 games over 500 at the All-Star break, it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't guarantee you to make it far in the playoffs. You look at the last three teams, you have the Braves, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. Combined, those teams have had 5 playoff wins. The Yankees got swept in the ALCS. They didn't win a game against the Astros. The Dodgers lost in 4 to the Padres. The Braves lost to 4 to your Phillies. So the Phillies look to win the series today. Thank you for watching the Phillies Fan Podcast. I'll be back here later because the draft is tonight, and I'll also be back for a post-game recap. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.